Okay, my name's Anthony Wright. I'm studying building surveying. Just moved into my final year now. Decided to do a placement, and I'm originally from North Wales. I initially decided to do a placement because I wasn't 100% happy with the skills that I'd learned in university. I wanted to apply my knowledge and to get some practical experience out in industry, which would hopefully help me when I go to get a job afterwards. I've spoken to a few students that had experienced the placement year, and they assured me that it's a very valuable experience. Basically just went off word of mouth, to be honest. I suppose I had a few minor expectations. I didn't realise it'd go into so much detail. I didn't know how much they would expect of me as a person. And then during my experience, I found out what they expected me to do, how much they relied on me and things like that. I used the university to obtain my placement. The university's got a good contact list with a few practices out in industry. It exceeded my expectations overall. I worked for a relatively small firm, and they did rely on me quite a lot and gave me quite a bit of responsibility, which has been quite beneficial, really. Totally different than a university experience, I'd say that to start. It was good to experience the working routine, getting up in the morning and going to work, having weekends off. It's totally different to university, but no, I adjusted to it quite well, although my commute was a little bit long. One of the better projects I did was something that I worked on quite a lot from inception stage, where I actually went out with one of the surveyors and did the measured survey and then produced the plans, and I modified the design throughout the whole of the design stage, and then produced the planning and building reg drawings to go with that. There's another large project that we were working as project manager. I worked on a large mansion in Kent, so that was quite good because the contract was over £3 million, so it was quite good to see how a job of that size is run compared to relatively small ones. And some of the things that they do in industry don't always, conform to the way people think it's done through the university. So, for example, sustainability agenda, eco-buildings, the solutions that we were coming up with and the jobs we were working on were very traditional based. There wasn't anything extraordinary. It was quite, it was just traditional buildings really, and it wasn't anything spectacular and something that we'd be asked to draw up and use our ideas in the university. I think because we've learned so much, any points that are raised, if you think differently, you might argue that fact. I think I've become quite confident as a person, much more so. But I think sort of the time management aspect, I know what's expected of me now, and I'll be looking to use the skills that I've obtained on my placement experience and put them into practice during my final year. By having a year's experience, they're much more employable on the other side. And basically, by going about one, they need to talk to other students that have experienced the placement student, which the School of Surveying can help with. I'd be more than happy to talk to any students that are willing to go on a placement. Once they've decided to do that, during their second year they need to put a CV together as quickly as possible, and they can either use the contacts through the university or they can go out and look at larger firms in central London or wherever they decide to go.